This is video 3 in our series on Crew of 3 mechanics. And in this video and the next, we'll break down how a crew reacts and moves as a play develops. We're going to split the lessons into two groups, rotations and pushes. And in this video, we'll start you off with rotations. And if you haven't yet, be sure to check out our first two videos in the series where we covered starting positions and fly ball responsibilities. Hey everyone, Patrick Farber from GHSA Baseball, Umpire Development, and Umpire Classroom, where we help umpires develop their knowledge and skills. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and check out our new podcast, The Pregame, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, for our new umpires, you can check out the Umpire 101 course at umpireclassroom.com. Now, let's start having fun with no runners on base. Anytime there are no runners on base and a play is routine, we will have a rotation. The concept behind our rotations is to have an umpire in front of and behind the play so that the umpire on the play can take the call from wherever they think they'll have the best view of the play. So anytime U3 is not going out, U3 on contact is headed towards second base and should think of himself as mirroring the batter runner to first. Note, this movement in does not remove its coverage responsibilities on fly balls in his area. So while coming in, U3 should still be watching the ball in the outfield in case a late decision is needed. And now that we are in a full rotation because no umpire went out, the plate umpire will mirror the batter runner from first to second as the plate umpire heads to third. And this mirror principle continues for U1 going to the plate as the batter runner goes to third. The mirroring principle is extremely important because it ensures we have an umpire on either side of a play. By the way, this mirror philosophy is why U3 is nicknamed the rabbit, because anytime there are no runners on base, they're moving. This even includes ground balls in the infield. U3 has to get headed to second for any possible play that develops. So we've covered routine, but what do we do when trouble takes an umpire out? If U3 goes out, then we revert back to a crew of two, which is simple. U1 will come in, pivot, and take the batter runner around the bases while the plate umpire stays at the point of the plate. If U1 goes out, then U3 and the plate umpire both head towards that side of the field. The plate umpire will take all plays at first and home, while U3 will have all plays at second and third. Now, going back to the left side of the field, I want to encourage our U1 umpires to ensure they are positioning themselves for a late decision by U3 to go out. This can be especially difficult to read the difference between U3 coming in and going out on a fly ball to left center. So U1 needs to position himself for a potential change. The best way to do this is that when U1 starts coming in, we should come in as though we are preparing to take the batter runner to second. This positioning allows us to still beat the batter runner to second, but easily allows us to see the touch of first, adjust when he plays back into first, or to go home if the play develops. I want to add a disclaimer here as well. A common mistake that can kill a crew is U3 getting hung up on a pop-up to his side of the infield, which could have been given up to the plate umpire while U3 comes in. This goes back to the importance of U1 coming to the inside, because in this scenario, they may save the crew from a big mistake by being prepared to take the batter runner to second. Moving on, the rotation mechanic still exists with a runner on first base only, assuming U1 does not go out. We signal this pre-pitch by pointing across our body with our right hand to our left side, signaling where we will go. So if U1 does not go out on a play with a runner starting at first, then we will rotate with the crew focusing on R1. This means the plate umpire needs to hurry up and start going quickly because they need to go towards third while mirroring R1 to second. Note, this means on a steal play, we may have to abandon the rotation if the plate umpire thinks they won't make it to third. The crew has to be prepared for this. So continuing with the rotation, U3 needs to read U1 because U1 will head to the plate while mirroring R1 to third base. Once U1 releases, then U3 will hold responsibility for all plays at second and first, leaving U1 with plays at the plate. Now, the rotation still exists if U1 goes out, but just like how it does in a crew of two. The plate umpire still mirrors U1 to second, however, like a crew of two, they'll have plays on R1 at third and home, So we need to get ready to bounce back like we would in a crew of 2. Next, the other rotation is similar to one in a crew of 2. When we have runners at first and second with less than 2 outs, we do have a potential for a double tag rotation. This is that on a fly ball to the outfield that no umpire goes out on, both runners could tag up, and the plate umpire could take plays on R2 into third. In this scenario, U1 will see the tag up at first, but as soon as R2 takes off for second, U1 should head down to the plate, leaving U3 with all plays at second and first. Now, the last rotation we need to discuss is when we have runners on first and third. If U1 does not go out, then we do not rotate. Instead, we'll do a push mechanic, which I'll review in our next video. What you need to know for a crew of 3 is that anytime we have a runner in scoring position and no umpires go out, we do not rotate. In those scenarios, we want the plate umpire to stay home. But I bring this situation up though because with runners on first and third in a crew of 2, we do have a rotation, and that crew of 2 rotation does still exist here if U1 goes out. In those scenarios where U1 goes out, then the plate umpire will rotate up to third for plays on R1 while still looking back to see U3 touch the plate. Then, if no play is developing on R1 into third, the plate umpire will drop back to the plate. So that's part 3 of our series, and you'll definitely need the push video after this to grasp the entire concept of crew of 3 mechanics. So, as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 4.